Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to the German school system. School systems are incredibly pivotal in cultivating and raising the next members of society, and a lot can be taken away about Germany and how they run their society with how they structure their school system. School systems in the United States differ from county to county within each state. So there's a lack of continuity between states and between counties in terms of the curriculum and what students are learning, which leads to incredible disparities in not only wealth, but also outcomes. It's just how it is, you know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. But right now we're going to be learning about the German school system. I know absolutely nothing about the German school system. We're going to find out what's it like, you know what I mean? What's K through 12 like? And that's a little hint from the last video, kindergarten, you know, the German word we all use, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's go.
Ready for your first day of school in Germany? For me, this is a Schultüte, a giant homemade or shop-bought cone filled with cool stationery, sweets, and other goodies that young kids get on their first day of school in Germany.
Okay.
The German school day traditionally runs from around 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. But things are changing, and many schools are now offering full days, which might include time for homework or extracurricular activities. This also means more schools are offering warm lunchtime meals in a school canteen. The reputation for school food isn't great, which might be why some pupils opt for a packed lunch or eat at home. A big difference from my school days in the UK is no school uniform, and there are restrictions on homework at the weekends. Was magst du an der Schule?
Ich mag, dass sie so groß ist.
Dass Mädchen und Jungs gemischt sind.
Dass ich meine Freunde immer sehe.
Mein Lieblingsfach ist Bio, weil ich Tiere sehr mag.
Ich mag gerne den Schulhof, wenn man dann halt nicht so gut in der Schule ist, dass man dann halt umsonst Nachhilfe bekommt.
Dass die Lehrer auch sehr, sehr nett sind.
The marking system goes from 1 to 6, with 1 being the best. Although in the last few years of some secondary schools, 15 is the best, essentially a 1+. Which means you could technically end up with a very German 0.67 grade average. If you get a 5 in 2 or more subjects, you might have to repeat the year. Wie ist es, ständig Noten zu bekommen?
Das hängt immer von der Note ab.
Ich freue mich auch, wenn ich Noten bekomme.
Gut, weil man dann ja sehen kann, wie gut oder schlecht man ist oder ob man sich noch besser anstrengen sollte.
Andererseits finde ich es auch nicht so gut, wenn es schlechte Noten gibt, dass dann die Kinder direkt traurig sind. Eigentlich ganz gut, weil es so ein Feedback ist.
Manchmal ein bisschen blöd, weil man sich halt jedes Mal anstrengen muss. Ich fände es schön, wenn man sozusagen weiß, an welchen Tagen man sich besonders anstrengen müsste.
The most common foreign languages to learn are
What? So many differences already. Let's just play it through and we'll talk at the end. Yeah.
English, French, and Latin. Yep, Latin. Dant etiam positis additum convivia mensis. One thing that really bugs me is that in German schools, an hour is not necessarily an hour. Classes are split up into Stunden, literally hours. Sometimes you might have a Doppelstunde, literally double hour. But one classic school hour is only 45 minutes long. Interestingly, competitive sport between schools isn't a big thing. Most people play sports in organisations outside of school. Okay, the next bit will require all your brain power. The German school system is complicated. Education is the responsibility of the state governments, so there are many differences across the country.
Okay, yep.
Municipalities and individual schools also take some decisions. This allows for more freedom, but it also means that a lot of work gets done many times over. So this is roughly what the system looks like. Primary or elementary school is called Grundschule, and in most states that runs from grades 1 to 4.
Okay.
At the secondary level, the traditional model is a 3-tier system. At a Hauptschule, pupils aim to get their Hauptschulabschluss in grade 9 or 10, and then go on to a vocational college and/or an apprenticeship. The middle stream is Realschule, where pupils aim to get their Realschulabschluss in grade 10. They then might do an apprenticeship and vocational training, but for more...
I'm sorry, listen. I'm sure it will make sense if I were to learn a bit of German, but to me, this looks like absolute gibberish. The German language just looks so foreign to someone who doesn't speak it. But interesting how they give it up to the states in different municipalities, similar to what I described at the beginning of this video with the United States.
Get their Realschulabschluss in grade 10. They then might do an apprenticeship and vocational training, but for more technical trades, or they might go on to the next type of school. That's a gymnasium, the more academic route where pupils take their Abitur exams after the 12th or 13th grade and often go on to university. That's the most popular type of school. Gesamtschulen are comprehensive schools combining the traditional streams and qualifications. They were introduced in the 1960s as an alternative to the three-tier model, but they weren't universally welcomed. Some states rejected the concept altogether. There has long been criticism of Förderschulen, where pupils with special needs are separated from mainstream schooling, and the majority of them don't end up graduating. But some states have taken huge steps towards inclusion in recent years. You might also hear other names like Oberschule, Mittelschule, Gemeinschaftsschule, or Stadtteilschule. These are different names for or combinations of the other types of schools, and they might mean different things in different states. And this is the simplistic version. Primary school.
Super simple, right? It would take me about 20 times to look through each of those, and I still wouldn't remember like what each of those are. That is one of the most complicated school systems I've ever seen. Another thing I have a complaint about the video. They said what grades, but what age are you in these grades? Okay, like after grade 10, you go to vocational school or college or whatever. How old are you in grade 10? Because that's incredibly young, especially when compared to the United States, where we're going to college after 18, which would be grade 12. So. That's maybe let me know in the comments what is a typical age to begin grade 1 and what age would you be in grade 10? That's my question, I guess.
School teachers will provide a recommendation for which kind of secondary school each child should go to. In a few states, this recommendation is binding, but in most states, parents have the final say. There is also some flexibility to move between the streams at certain points, but still, some people argue the system is elitist and separates kids too early on. Fewer than 10% of pupils in Germany attend private schools, but the number is growing, with the highest percentage in eastern states. Private schools might be run by religious denominations or follow particular educational principles like at Waldorf or Jenaplan schools. Homeschooling is illegal in Germany because children are seen to have a right to both a good education and socialization.
That's fair.
The PISA report evaluates education systems around the world. The most recent report shows Germany performing above average in reading, maths and science, but seriously underperforming when it comes to equal opportunities for children from different social backgrounds. And another area where Germany performed embarrassingly badly? Digitalization. In the comparison of digital training for teachers.
I don't know when this video was made, but let me tell you guys, those monitors are not looking too good. That might be an all-in-one, actually. I can't even tell. I doubt it is. Oh my God.
Embarrassingly badly? Digitalization. In the comparison of digital training for teachers, Germany came 76th out of 78 countries. The country's digital woes were clearly exposed once COVID-19 came along.
76.
Not enough students had access to digital devices. Online learning platforms were inadequate or non-existent. Some schools didn't even have Wi-Fi. Money has been promised to the tune of €5 billion by 2024, which will go towards dedicated IT administration.
I'm sorry, I just need to wrap. This is so shocking to me because... All right, let's just...
And
I have a lot to say
stock of computers and tablets. Some schools are already feeling the effects. Even in the analog realm, how well-equipped and maintained schools are varies a great deal. Some have modern classrooms, libraries and sports facilities, while others have gross toilets, shabby classrooms and missing equipment. School facilities are paid for by the local municipality, and some of them are simply broke. Federal or regional support often doesn't make it to the schools because of another one of Germany's perennial problems, cumbersome bureaucracy. Was ist nicht so gut an der Schule?
Die Mensas wegen dem Essen, das ist nicht gut. Und die Schulklos, weil die stinken sehr.
Dass es so wenige Spielgeräte gibt.
Ich hätte gerne im Sportunterricht ein paar neuere Geräte.
Manchmal werden, finde ich, Mädchen bevorzugt.
Dass es wenig Bäume auf dem Schulhof gibt. Wir haben sehr schlechtes WLAN hier. Wenn Kinder in Quarantäne sind zum Beispiel, dann stürzt es immer ab und dann können die nicht am Unterricht teilnehmen.
Ich würde mal den Schulhof putzen und die Toiletten mal.
Okay, they're talking about the pandemic, so that confirms that this video was during 2020 or after 2020. And that clip of those monitors was embarrassing, doesn't even describe it.
Erneuern.
Embarrassing doesn't
We
even
started the
describe
episode on our first day of school, so let's end on our last. Particularly at gymnasium schools, graduation celebrations after the Abitur exams have become a rite of passage. The Abi-Streich is when pupils take over the school on their last day, planning pranks like covering the school in toilet roll. There's an Abi-Ball, a bit like a prom, and an Abi-Motto, a motto or pun for the year. And to round it all off, there's the Abi-Fahrt, where school leavers go on a trip together. The more cheap and touristy, the better.
Yeah. That looks about right. Okay, so this video was shocking. This video was very shocking to me. Germany, the pioneer of engineering and technology, the country we all look up to. You see all the cars riding around on, public American roads. I'm like, damn, Germany really has some 67 out of 68 countries in regards to digitalization, technology. Germany? What? I don't understand how that's possible. I don't understand why that's the case. I'd love to know. Maybe we can react to a video on why that's the case. That's shocking. It's more than shocking. Another thing I wanted to bring up, where they were staggering behind, was the inequity, or providing fair education for people from different social backgrounds. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But the interesting part about that is everyone is going to be doing a terrible job with that. It's incredibly difficult to level the playing field, so to speak, regardless of what country you're in or where you are. That's a really hard thing to do. But the fact that they're underperforming, and not just underperforming, embarrassingly underperforming at that, I don't know. That kind of just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. That's why are you neglecting that part of the education system, which in my opinion is probably the most important part, is trying to get as many members of society educated as possible, independent of where they're coming from. So that's a little interesting to me. Another thing I found weird was and again, guys, I don't want you to take anything I'm saying personal. This is literally my first reaction to this, first time learning about this. This is one source. Maybe she's completely wrong. That picture of those monitors, though, that was pretty embarrassing. Those are from the 90s or early 2000s max. Probably early 2000s. Still, doesn't matter. It's terrible. The different school systems and kind of the convoluted mess of that was, I didn't even know what was going on because there were so many different routes and options. I mean, that could be for good or for better, or for better or for worse. You're providing a unique track for people who have unique preferences and want to do different things. That's great. I don't know. Also, another thing that was interesting to me was separating special needs kids from the normal kids. She did say that they were working towards changing that. To me, that makes no sense. After school, everyone is pushed together in society. Everybody. So why would you separate them? You can have them separated within the school. Have a specific special needs curriculum, classrooms. That's what we have in the United States. But they should still be interacting with students. They should still be interacting with people who don't have special needs. In my opinion, why wouldn't they? That's a little odd to me. It's like you're separating them and kind of, I don't know, man. And I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying the United States is good. I'm not saying that at all. I just found this shocking because I expected, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the lack of digitization. That was the last thing I expected, was that. That's impossible. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. What? I don't know why that's the case, man. That's weird. Again, guys, don't take what I'm saying personally. I'm not saying Germany sucks or Germany's a terrible country. There's just a lot to learn from me, and I'm very eager to learn and find out more and figure out why these things are the case. So that's exactly what we'll be doing on this channel. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're frustrated with this video, or if you don't think I got a proper point of view or proper education, so to speak, on the German school system, let me know in the comments. Comment down a video that would do so better, or comment other videos that you want me to check out. Please do that, because that's all this is about. It's a learning experience. Lots of turnover in that. You're never just going to be stagnant with learning. There's always something new to learn, and you could be wrong. And I'm always going to be there to say, hey, I was wrong. That was wrong. But yeah, this is just video I watched, and that's my reaction. So hit the like button, guys. Hit subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.